ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Real Talk. I'm your host, Saieed. We do want to thank you for joining us tonight, viewers. Remember, Trinidad and Tobago, we are live on Synergy Network from Monday to Friday from 7 to 8 p.m. But we're on the next day from 11:30 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. Also, viewers, you can catch us live on Facebook and YouTube. On Facebook, it's TT Real Talk. On YouTube, subscribe, Trinidad and Tobago Real Talk with Saieed Ali, and you will know when we go live. For those of you who are on the go, those of you who are working for the security officers, join us online. So viewers, as we start off tonight's program, remember Real Talk Financing is offering you 7% on a fixed deposit. Remember that, Trinidad and Tobago. Remember that. Only for the month of May. Because of the fact that Real Talk Financing is successful, we are giving you something back. Trinidad and Tobago, we are the only financial institution in Trinidad and Tobago is doing that only for you, the citizens. Nobody else, no other financial institution, all they want to do is add an increase and deepen your pocket. So viewers, remember, we are Real Talk Financing. We care about you. Also, if you're looking for an excavator to rent or a truck to rent, Trinidad and Tobago, you can contact me, 339-1670. You can contact our office at 238-6716. We have excavator for sale. We have excavator to rent, viewers. So remember, they come with complete auger system. You can grade a road. You can dig a trench. We have it full for you, viewers. Equipment to rent and for sale. Also, Trinidad and Tobago, Real Talk Financing have some vehicles for sale. Those of you interested in vehicles, you can contact me at 339-1670 and come down, look at the vehicles on 14 Carolina Savannah Road, and we can do business from there. So as we start off our program tonight, viewers, the Trinidad and Tobago Police Service has confirmed that the state security agencies are investigating a security-related matter involving a cargo aircraft at the Piaco International Airport. Now, viewers, in a media release issued today, TTPS said incidents occurred yesterday evening and is currently engaging the attention of multiple national security agencies. According to the release, routine checks carried out under the ongoing state of emergency identified irregularities which required immediate precautionary actions. TTPS said authorities secured the aircraft, accounted for the crew, and activated all relevant national security units in keeping with established protocol. Authorities launched investigation after an aircraft carrying explosive landed at Piaco yesterday evening. The Ukrainian aircraft carrying a 5-member European crew was reportedly en route to Libya and stopped in Trinidad to refuel. Speaking earlier today, Minister of Homeland Security Roger Alexander confirmed details saying that persons were detained for questioning. Roger Alexander.
Mr. Speaker, shortly after 6 p.m. yesterday evening, an aircraft containing several tons of prohibited, dangerous items landed at the Piaco International Airport and was immediately impounded. The aircraft remained impounded, and the 2 pilots and 6 crew members who were on board, Mr. Speaker, the aircraft has been detained for questioning. The Trinidad and Tobago Police Service and intelligence agencies continue to investigate, Mr. Speaker, and those units include members of the Ministry of Defense.
So, Trinidad and Tobago, he said agencies under the ministry are dealing with this matter and there is no need for panic. Roger.
Mr. Speaker, all the agencies under the Homeland Security and the Ministry of Defense presently treating with the situation. We have the situation under control and there is no need at this time.
So switching gears, Trinidad and Tobago, Opposition Chief Whip Marvin Gonzalez is warning that another state of emergency, an SOE, is on its way. Now, this after he denied claims by Attorney General John Jeremy that the national security incident triggered heightened security for members of parliament, MPs, and government officials in the Red House last Friday. Trinidad and Tobago, listen to this now.
And those who wish to send copies of Hansard to the Commissioner of Police, he got his yesterday. He was supposed to get it since last week. He got it yesterday from our sitting whenever. This is what I'm going to say now. I am authorized by the Commissioner of Police to say that last Friday, a member of one of those gangs in that community sparked a national security incident such that all of us in this parliament were protected to a higher degree, and certain officials in the government were given additional protection. I am authorized by the Commissioner of Police. Don't worry to send Hansard to him. I spoke to him and he said I could say that.
So now Trinidad and Tobago, rebuking this statement, Gonzalez said he was present in Parliament, and neither he nor any opposition MPs experienced disruption or observed heightened security protocols. Listen to this now, Trinidad and Tobago.
When we left the Parliament on Friday night, there was no heightened sense of security or presence around the Parliament. When we stayed in the Parliament from 1:30 up to 7 p.m., no one briefed us as members of Parliament. No one briefed the leader of the opposition that there were specific threats surrounding the Parliament against members of Parliament, and therefore certain action had to be taken to ensure that we were safe. Nothing of that nature. Absolutely nothing. And when we left, as a matter of fact, when we left, most of the government officials, if not all of them, had left because they had another engagement.
Now, Trinidad and Tobago, Gonzalez viewed this was an AG way of setting up the plot before coming to declare 3 more months living under an SOE. Now, this is what Gonzalez is saying at Trinidad and Tobago. Gonzalez also accused the AG of roping in Commissioner of Police, Alistair Griffith, to mislead the public. Trinidad and Tobago, this is what Marvin Gonzalez is saying, and I want to let you understand that. Now, listen to what Marvin has to say.
On behalf of the government, and bringing into his deception is no other office than the office of the Commissioner of Police. What is happening in this country is the government being in an embarrassing and most uncomfortable position where this failed state of emergency is concerned, and where it is planning to extend the state of public emergency in Trinidad and Tobago. They are now setting the stage to play with the minds of the people of Trinidad and Tobago to extend this state of emergency in the month of June for further 3 months. It is nothing but a great and a grand deception being led by none other than the Attorney General of Trinidad and Tobago, and bringing into play the office of the Commissioner of Police. And I want to advise the Commissioner of Police, do not allow your office to be used as the mouthpiece of propaganda by this UNC government.
So now Trinidad and Tobago, how do we know that this threat or this uprising is true? Now, ask if opposition members has received additional security since then. He said no. Also saying that there was any unusual behavior in the parliament. So according to Marvin, Trinidad and Tobago, everything was normal. The opposition is now calling for both Jeremy and the COP, Alistair Gravero, to be fired, as he claimed they are misleading the country. Trinidad and Tobago, listen to Marvin one more time.
So if you are in the state, you are in the midst of a state of emergency, gangs are still murdering people and murdering each other. They are going into police station, murdering a police officer, stealing ammunition, and now they are threatening members of parliament. So what on earth are we doing under a state of emergency? And in the midst of that, murders are taking place all over this country. Police officers are being killed in police station. And you have the gall to come to this parliament yesterday and tell the people that you have threats now over members of parliament. So what are we doing under the state of emergency? He should be fired. And if the commissioner of police is supporting what he's doing, then the commissioner of police should also be fired, because the people of this country gave up their constitutional rights to empower the police and police officers to protect them. And you have the gall to come and tell us that our lives are at stake. Then God help us if the state of emergency and the extensive powers given to the police to protect us and to protect the citizens of Trinidad and Tobago are not working.
So viewers, Gonzalez revealed that he already been talking with colleagues in the legal fraternity concerning taking the matter to court. So Trinidad and Tobago, he also said the UNC intend to keep the country under the SOE for the next 4 years because they have no anti-crime plan. Trinidad and Tobago, Marvin Gonzalez.
This is nothing but a well-orchestrated deception by the Attorney General and by extension the government of Trinidad and Tobago, with the sole purpose of extending the state of public emergency in Trinidad and Tobago, because they have no other plan to address crime and criminality at its root causes. They intend, and I would have said it a couple months ago, they intend to hold and to keep this country under state of emergency for the next 4 years, because they have no plan, they have nothing, they have no program to address crime and criminality at its root causes in Trinidad and Tobago. Nothing whatsoever. And the only thing that they are planning to do is to keep this country under perpetual states of emergency, and hoping that they somehow will be delivered from their very transgressions and their incompetence in managing the affairs of the people of Trinidad and Tobago.
So viewers, Marvin Gonzalez is thinking otherwise. But nevertheless, viewers, those are some stories of the day. We are going for a short commercial break. Stay locked on. When we come back, we're going to hear what former Commissioner Gary Griffith has to say. More when we return.
We'll be right back.
Connect with us on social media and don't miss the latest updates. Follow us on Instagram at RealTalk_Newsroom. Check us out on Facebook at Real Talk with Saieed Ali. Subscribe to us on YouTube at Real Talk Trinidad and TikTok at Real Talk with Saieed Ali. When life throws you a curveball, and you need a clear path forward. Trust Real Talk Wrecking Service to get you back on track. Whether you're stuck on the roadside or dealing with an unexpected breakdown, our 24/7 wrecking service is just one call away. Fast response, reliable towing, and a team that's got your back. At Real Talk Wrecking Service, we don't just tow, we rescue. Real Talk Wrecking Service, your lifeline on the road to recovery.
True growth shouldn't make you wait. This May, Real Talk Financing is changing the timeline. Get up to 7% upfront interest on your fixed deposit, paid to you upfront. Real Talk Financing and Investment. Real results sooner. Call our Central or South branches today.
At Real Talk Studios, we dedicate our time to highlight the glaring issues we face within our community. Catch us live every Wednesday between 7 to 8 p.m. Real Public Concerns. Because your concerns are meant to be heard. Send your email to realpublicconcerns@gmail.com.
Welcome back.
So Trinidad and Tobago, welcome back to Real Talk. Remember viewers, Real Talk Financing is giving you 7% on a fixed deposit only for the month of May. Remember that Trinidad and Tobago, grab it while you can because no other financial institution in Trinidad and Tobago is giving you a 7%. Viewers, call your friends, call your family. Now is the time to grab the opportunity to make an extra buck. Now is the time. You're not getting it nowhere again, and don't let this offer miss you out. You know sometimes when you go on your better mark, you're praying in your soul, oh God, I hope that mark win at home. I hope to play. I hope I win. There will be some extra money I put in away. Well, let me tell you something. You have worked hard for your cash. It's in a financial institution and it is not serving any purpose. Let me tell you something. I tell you now to take it out and bring it down to Real Talk Financing where you're getting 7% interest on a fixed deposit. Trinidad and Tobago, you can't afford to miss out this offer. Also, we have some vehicles for sale. If you're interested, contact us viewers. Contact me at 339-1670-267-7325. Or you can call the office viewers, come down, view the vehicle. You never know. Your business could be fixed and you're driving away with a vehicle. Also viewers, Real Talk Equipment has excavators for rent, excavators for sale. They come complete with a new brand auger system. And also, we can grade the road if you're doing housing development. So viewers, contact Real Talk Equipment, 238-6716, 339-1670, 267-7325. Contact them, viewers. Set up an appointment, come in the office, and we will have a discussion. So as we go back to our program for tonight, viewers, former Commissioner of Police, Griffith, have stated that the disclosure of a heightened threat targeting senior government official has increased public fear and will only further harm the country image internationally. Seeking to understand the rationales of Commissioner of Police Alistair Grovero to give the AG permission to disclose the info in Parliament, Griffith challenged the COP to say what national protocols or what national security protocols were followed and to heighten where it was stated that such information had to be made public. Trinidad and Tobago, he urged senior police officers to undergo proper training and accept international best practice. Listen to the commissioner.
The public did not need to know this. There were several situations where it is that senior government officials or senior persons in law enforcement were being targeted. And what I did was to either neutralize the threat or that you provide proper security mechanisms to prevent the threat from being implemented. That is what the Commissioner of Police should have done. Bringing it to the public's attention, all that you have done is that you have now intensified fear throughout the country. You have now, it can very well affect our international reputation. It can cause serious concerns in travel advisories. And you now can virtually tip off the same criminal elements for them to be aware now that you know exactly what their intention is. It serves no purpose, or it has now caused probably a heightened concern of the fear of crime throughout the country, because if it is that they can target senior government officials, then who am I as an average citizen?
So now viewers, Griffith, who held the post of Commissioner of Police from 2018 to 2021, insisted the public did not need to know this. He said the announcement by Jeremy, the present Commissioner of Police, the present Attorney General, has only intensified public fears, while stimulously magnifying the potential fallout for TNTs on the world stage. Listen to the former Commissioner one more time.
The Commissioner of Police also stated that they acted based on national security protocols. There's no protocol that states that every single time there's a threat, you need to make it known to the public. It is really hope that, again, senior police officers need to start being properly trained in understanding international best practice and how and when to say things on a need-to-know basis. The Attorney General did exactly what was recommended by the Commissioner of Police.
So viewers, meanwhile, TNT Police Service, TTPS Public Information Officer, Acting ASP, Owe Russell, said they have a responsibility to protect and serve. He said they have a responsibility to protect country's head of state and government officials. Listen to this now, viewers.
Every threat is concerning, regardless if it's a threat made against politician or even you, or other members of the protective services, may it be police officers, prison officers. Every threat is of concern to Trinidad and Tobago Police Service. No life is more special than the other one. So we do investigate all matters of threat and we take it seriously. As I said, we have to look at the climate of the country. So we always try to put all measures in place.
So Trinidad and Tobago, Russell declined to comment when pressed for further information on the threat itself and to whom it had been directed. So viewers, once this story unfolds, we are going to bring more information to you, the public, and you deserve to know what is taking place in Trinidad and Tobago. If there's a security heightened, if we are under an alert, if we are having all sorts of things taking place in this country, viewers, we need to be updated on what is taking place. So viewers, security personnel assigned to Parliament, as well as intelligence officers within the Trinidad Police Service, says they are in the dark concerning Trinidad and Tobago any threat against government, MPs, or members of Parliament or ministers seeking to understand the condition. Now, yesterday, security officials who deal with protection of Parliament says they were only made aware of supposed threat after disclosure made by the Attorney General John Jeremy and was subsequently aired and published by the media. So, Trinidad and Tobago, those intelligence officers who guard the Parliament and security officials, they only knew about this only when John Jeremy, the Attorney General for Trinidad and Tobago, talked about it. And that is the only time they were made aware of this. So I ask myself, how come the intelligence officers of the Parliament were not made aware of this Now, the reason why I am saying this is that the intelligence officers and the security personnel who is in charge of the parliament, let me tell you something, if nobody in Trinidad ain't know anything, they're supposed to know what is taking place. You know why? They are the first responders in the parliament. So in case anything should happen while those MP in the parliament, the security personnel and the intelligence agency would know how to carry about themselves in a manner in case anything should happen. So Trinidad and Tobago, for them now to come and say that they are in the dark, which means something is wrong. Something is wrong. First hand, they're supposed to know what is taking place. They're supposed to know. Now, I'm going to make a statement. For some of you, it might sound bad. If you have a security at your home, inside your compound, and you are asleep in your bedroom, if something happens, or let's just say the homeowner is awakened by a phone call, X, Y, and Z taking place, what is the first thing he will do? Not come down and alert the security of X, Y, and Z is happening? So how come the Attorney General did not inform intelligence officers and security personnel in the parliament? How come? You didn't want them to know? So if something were to happen, if somebody were to run in the parliament now, because according to the AG, ministers are not threat. So if somebody, if gang members or bandits or mercenaries or whatever decides to run in the parliament now, what is going to happen? Everybody will be scampering for their life. The security personnel, the ministers, the House Speaker, the senators, everybody, intelligence officers, they will be ducking. They will be ducking. Now, as I always say, make sense out of nonsense. Make sense out of nonsense. Now, Trinidad and Tobago. Meanwhile, speaking today, Independent Senator Curtis McNeice says he was unaware of any threat made against any parliamentarians and discuss the SOE. Listen to this.
Be an extension of the SOE.
I cannot answer any of those questions. I haven't heard the news. I don't know what threat was spoken about, when it was spoken about. I really did not.
But do you feel safe?
Yeah.
Coming in and out the Red House?
Of course.
Would you support an extension of the SOE?
It depends.
On what?
I knew you'd ask that. It depends on what circumstances will justify the extension.
So Trinidad and Tobago, ministers are under threat. Let's just say they are being targeted. TTPS is in the dark. TTPS is in the dark. Parliament, security personnel are in the dark. Intelligence officers are in the dark. So what is the next step from here now? I'm asking the Attorney General and the Commissioner of Police, what is the next step from here? We don't know, they don't know, ministers don't know, security personnel don't know, intelligence officers don't know. So what is the next step from here? Opposition, they don't know of what is taking place, of any threat or anything. So what is the next step for parliamentarians to be safe? Trinidad and Tobago, we are going for a short commercial break. When we come back, we're going to hear Saddam Hussein comment now on the landmark TT. Stay locked on, more when we return.
We'll be right back.
Connect with us on social media and don't miss the latest updates. Follow us on Instagram at RealTalk_Newsroom. Check us out on Facebook at Real Talk with Saieed Ali. Subscribe to us on YouTube at Real Talk Trinidad and TikTok at Real Talk with Saieed Ali.
throws you a curveball. And you need a clear path forward. Trust Real Talk Wrecking Service to get you back on track. Whether you're stuck on a roadside or dealing with an unexpected breakdown, our 24/7 wrecking service is just one call away. Fast response, reliable towing, and a team that's got your back. At Real Talk Wrecking Service, we don't just tow, we rescue. Real Talk Wrecking Service, your lifeline on the road to recovery.
True growth shouldn't make you wait. This May, Real Talk Financing is changing the timeline. Get up to 7% upfront interest on your fixed deposit, paid to you upfront. Real Talk Financing and Investment. Real results sooner. Call our Central or South branches today.
At Real Talk Studios, we dedicate our time to highlight the glaring issues we face within our community. Catch us live every Wednesday between 7 to 8 p.m. Real Public Concerns. Because your concerns are meant to be heard. Send your email to realpublicconcerns@gmail.com.
Welcome back.
So welcome back to Real Talk Trinidad and Tobago. Now viewers, like I say, Real Talk Financing is offering you 7% on a fixed deposit. Viewers, now is the time to grab the opportunity to make some extra bucks on your hard-earned cash. People that say, Saeed, how you just come up with these ideas? God bless me with knowledge. And financing is my field. So I always have to come up with ideas to master the market. That is what I have to do. I always have to come up with an idea to always master the market in finance. That is my field. That is my field. So also viewers, Real Talk Financing have some vehicles for sale. Those of you who are interested, we are back in the buying and selling and financing also. So those of you interested, come down, check us out. You never know Trinidad and Tobago. You might see something, you will have a down payment, you will pay, make arrangement, and you might drive out with that vehicle within a day or two. Also viewers, Real Talk Equipment has excavators for rent. You can come down to our office or you can call us 238-6716, 339-1670. Or 267-7325. We are located at number 14 Carolina Savannah Road in Shoguners. Trinidad and Tobago, we have equipment for rent, excavators, trucks, even wreckers. So those of you interested, you have your construction going on or your construction going on start, come check us out. We could work out a nice package for you and you will be on your way. So as we start back our program tonight, Trinidad and Tobago, Minister of Land and Legal Affairs Saddam Hussein has pushed back against claims surrounding landmark TT. The newly established state enterprise spearheading a public-private housing initiative to develop underused state land. Now viewers, the minister's statement in Parliament on Friday follows report that the Office of Procurement Regulation is investigating serious concerns over landmark TT. Properties Limited, handling of the procurement process for over $100 million. Now viewers, the minister stated that no public funds will be used for the development of the homes, and he made that very, very clear. No state funds will be used. The minister said that no public funds. He wants to stress on that, and he wants to let you understand this is not state fund. This is not taxpayers' money. He said the claim that lands were transferred to the developer at peppercorn rate amounted to political mischief and were absolutely untrue. Trinidad and Tobago, listen to Saddam Hussein.
And in case you were closing your fridge door and you didn't hear, the state is not required to seek financing for any of these housing projects, as no public funds will be used for the construction of these homes. The developers will be required to fund the entire construction and infrastructural cost of the projects. There is political mischief when inaccurate and bogus information is spewed in the public domain that lands were transferred to the developer at peppercorn rate. That is absolutely untrue.
So Trinidad and Tobago, the only thing we could do is wait for procurement to finish and see where it goes. He said it belongs to the public. It's a public-private housing initiative to develop underused state land. So Trinidad and Tobago, he made it very clear that state fund will not be funding this project. It's from the public and probably private partnership. But nevertheless, viewers, this story is unfolding. It's developing. And we are going to wait to hear what is taking place with the procurement later on and even into the next week. When more unfolds, viewers, we are going to bring it to you right here on Real Talk. So, switching gears a bit, viewers, Opposition Chief Whip Marvin Gonzalez have stated that Opposition Leader Penelope Beckles is still gathering facts on the matter involving embattled Opposition Senator Janelle John Bates. John Bates allegedly assisted former Health Minister Terence Dialsing in reviewing and editing his witness statement ahead of his appearance before the Public Account and Appropriation Committee, that is PAAC. The opposition removed John Bates from the PAAC on April 21st and replaced her with Opposition Senator Vishnu Dan Paul on May 2nd. Now, the Opposition Senator offered her resignation from the Senate. To date, Trinidad and Tobago, there has been no confirmation from Beckles on whether the resignation has been accepted. So Trinidad and Tobago, John Bates find it personally fit for her to send in her resignation. And this issue is blowing up in Trinidad and Tobago. It is blowing up. Now, it is alleged that John Bates assisted former Health Minister Terence Dialsing in reviewing and editing his statement, his witness statement. She found it to herself that, you know what? I am going to put a stop to this. I am going to resign, and we're going to drop this matter. I want to believe that is what went through her head in her personal self, decided to write in her resignation and drop it in. But what? So I don't understand Penelope. Someone is resigning because of their name is being called. And Penelope is thinking of what to do. This is madness, Trinidad and Tobago. This is madness. Now, hear this. When questioned by reporters during yesterday's news conference, Gonzalez said the matter rested with the leader of the opposition. It rested? Trinidad and Tobago, listen to this.
This is a matter for the honorable leader of the opposition. I don't have the constitutional powers to address this matter. The leader of the opposition has been gathering all her facts, all her information, and all her reports. And the leader of the opposition is the person best placed to answer this very important inquiry and question that you are asking.
So I am asking myself, what kind of facts Penelope is gathering? What more information do you need? It is in the public domain. You are the opposition leader. The senator is willfully resigning because of talks being spread and probably document being surfaced. But yet you gathered information to wonder if to take it or not. All you had to do, Penelope, is, you know what, Senator, I am accepting your resignation based on what is in the public domain and based on what is being revealed to the public. I am taking your resignation, but I am going to investigate it just to make sure that her name doesn't go any further, how to say, bad than it is already. But by you prolonging, Penelope, by you prolonging 1 week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks, her name is being spread for 1 week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, and 4 weeks. That is what you are doing. But like I said, not everybody has common sense. And the more this matter prolongs, Penelope, is the more her name is going to call. Why not accept it? And stop the talk right there. You could do your investigation. You could gather whatever documents after. When you get your documents, you could always come back in the public domain and say, you know what? Based on evidence that you have collected, X, Y, and Z is the case, and you are willing now to put her back in the Senate. It's simple as that. You see, we in Trinidad and Tobago, we like to prolong and prolong and prolong. While you're prolonging, your name spreading. Some of us don't understand that. While you're prolonging, your name spreading because the matter is out in the public domain. It is up for discussion. It's sad when we don't understand these things. It's really sad. But nevertheless, viewers, switching gears a bit. The Oilfield Workers Trade Union and Collective Energy Limited have signed a landmark memorandum of understanding aimed at advancing human capital development in Trinidad and Tobago's energy sector. A signing ceremony between the OWTU and Collective Energy Limited, held at the OWTU's headquarters on Thursday, was described by both parties as a milestone following months of collaboration and planning. So at least something good came out of that after months. Dr. Joseph Khan of Collective Energy Limited emphasized the critical need for workforce training and capacity building as the economy prepares for a potential energy boom. Listen to this, Trinidad and Tobago.
Part of our focus and our mandate is to work together to train, retrain, support learning, unlearning, relearning in various areas in the industry. And we found it fitting that we come together and we agree in this collective way that we will work together to design interventions geared towards capacity building.
So viewers, OWTU President General Ansel Roger expressed confidence in the government effort to attract foreign investment and revitalize the energy sector. He stressed that the collaboration would ensure local workers are equipped with cutting-edge skills to compete for prime position or to compete for prime position in the industry. Listen to this, viewers.
The level of underdevelopment that this sector went through, the level of exploitation that the energy sector workers were met with over that last period, we want to change that, flip that on its head, where everybody will be properly well trained, on the cutting edge, ready to be able to deliver, and not have the unfortunate situation of the expatriates coming and taking all of the prime jobs and so on in those sectors.
So Trinidad and Tobago, it's that time now. Let me tell you something. It's that time now where Trinidad and Tobago needs to uplift. For far too long, we have been stagnant. For far too long, the energy sector in our country has not been moving forward. So tonight, Trinidad and Tobago, I really want to say a special thank you. A special thank you to the Oilfield Workers Trade Union and also the Collective Energy Limited company for making this initiative a reality. Hopefully, Trinidad and Tobago, the individuals that will be going under this training for the upcoming boom in the economy, and let me hope the boom may turn out to be like Colin Imbert boom, because we might blow up, which will be sad. But let me hope that these individuals going under this training will be able to compete in tomorrow's market in the energy sector for safe and reliable jobs in Trinidad and Tobago. Viewers, we are going for a short commercial break, but don't go away. Stay locked on, viewers. When we come back, tutor, no timeline for back pay. More when we return.
We'll be right back.
Connect with us on social media and don't miss the latest updates. Follow us on Instagram at RealTalk_Newsroom. Check us out on Facebook at Real Talk with Saieed Ali. Subscribe to us on YouTube at Real Talk Trinidad and TikTok at Real Talk with Saieed Ali.
Throws you a curveball, and you need a clear path forward. Trust Real Talk Wrecking Service to get you back on track. Whether you're stuck on the roadside or dealing with an unexpected breakdown, our 24/7 wrecking service is just one call away. Fast response, reliable towing, and a team that's got your back. At Real Talk Wrecking Service, we don't just tow, we rescue. Real Talk Wrecking Service, your lifeline on the road to recovery.
True growth shouldn't make you wait. This May, Real Talk Financing is changing the timeline. Get up to 7% upfront interest on your fixed deposit. Paid to you upfront. Real Talk Financing and Investment. Real results sooner. Call our Central or South branches today.
At Real Talk Studios, we dedicate our time to highlight the glaring issues we face within our community. Catch us live every Wednesday between 7 to 8 p.m. Real Public Concerns. Because your concerns are meant to be heard. Send your email to realpublicconcerns@gmail.com.
Welcome back.
So Trinidad and Tobago, welcome back to Real Talk. Like I said, viewers, you don't want to miss out the 7%. You want that extra money. I know that, you know that. So Monday morning, or from tomorrow Saturday, give me a call, 238-6716, 339-1670. Give me a call, viewers. I will give you more information. Now is the time to grab the opportunity. I'm going to tell you something. You just always be waiting for an opportunity to make money. To make money. The hard-earned cash that you have in the bank, the lump sum that you collected, well, now is the right time to grab the opportunity to make extra money for the next 5 years. Trinidad and Tobago, don't miss out on this offer because you're not going to get it anywhere again. anywhere again. Very soon, Real Talk Financing will be open in Panama, viewers. We're in Trinidad, 2 locations. Very soon, we'll be in Panama with other business. I'm going to tell you something. I have great plans coming up, you know. A great soul with great plans will always succeed. And thus far, Trinidad and Tobago, we at the Real Talk group here in Caroni, Savannah, and Shogunas has been successful in everything we do. Everything we do. And those of you who have been following my program from the last almost 9 years now would have seen the growth from the beginning, Real Talk with Saieed Ali. You would have seen the growth, the development, the strength, the business plan, the growth. I'm going to tell you something. Sometime when I lay on my pillow, 12:1, sometime when I reach home, I just be like, Lord, thank you. Because when I myself look back from where I started to where I am now, number one, I thank God for the grace that He has given to me. Number two, I thank Him for the strength and the ability to move forward and conquer. And number three, I thank Him for you, the viewers. You, the viewers who view this program nightly, religiously, supporting everything that we are bringing to you. The education, the knowledge, the power to transform even your lives. So viewers, sometimes I really have to say thank God for grace. Let me tell you something. Grace is a serious thing, you know. Grace is an important thing in life, you know. So as we continue with our program tonight, tutor. The Trinidad and Tobago Unified Teachers Association says teachers are still without a clear timeline for receiving salaries arrears and back pay for the 2020-2023 period, despite assurance from the Ministry of Education that calculations are almost complete. In a statement issued today, the following, in a meeting with the ministry on Thursday, Tutors President Crystal Ash says, the union raised several urgent concerns affecting educators, including delays in back pay, contract renewal, leaves classifications, issues, and what is described as a non-functional Employee Assistance Program, the EAP. According to Tutor, ministry official says they have completed 100% of calculating of back pays and were 40% checking and auditing, with the process expected to be completed by the second week in June. However, the union said no funds have yet been released or identified by the Ministry of Finance to facilitate payment. So Trinidad and Tobago, when exactly are they going to get paid? They do not have the slightest idea. He added that the absence of communication from the Ministry of Finance was creating frustrations among teachers and the union. So viewers, we hope this matter could be resolved, let's say by June month end. Let's hope so, Trinidad and Tobago. Now viewers, another union, president of the Amalgamated Workers Union, have stated that his union was among the first to sign on following the April 28th general election. Trinidad and Tobago, listen to what Michael now has to say.
You see it as a slap in the face at this juncture, Marlon, and we're trying to make sense as to what is precisely is going on as it relates to the finances so that the workers can receive the increases after signing off a year and more at this time.
So viewers, he added that while other unions have reportedly received the increase, members of his union continue to wait. Michael maintained that all unions should be afforded the same level of fairness and consideration. Listen to this one more time, viewers.
The workers of the Sanitation Division, over the years has consistently been treated badly, and we are opposed to that type of behavior because it cannot be one rule for one group of workers in our next department and another rule for another group of workers in another department. This type of practice is an unjust.
So viewers, according to him, he was the first union to sign up. The first, eh? Let's just wait and see what is the outcome of this. So Trinidad and Tobago, I just want to touch on this story. In the coming weeks, we're going to release more information on it. But Housing Minister David Lee says the government remain committed to complying with procurement laws, insisting that no contract linked to the Housing Development Corporation, HDC, have been awarded amid ongoing investigation by the Office of Procurement Regulator, the OPR. According to Lee, the process was still within the mandatory standstill. Listen to this, viewers.
About what is going on.
Those contracts was in a holding standstill period when OPR based on their decision to review the process.
But is there a concern?
So from what I stand to be clear, from what I'm aware, based on what I've read, no one has been issued any contracts by agency. Well, I would still say let us hear what the OPR has to say, and they are the regulators. So we wait the outcome.
So Trinidad and Tobago, we have almost reached the end of our program tonight. Now, we at Real Talk here, we always look to do something new. We always look to try and upgrade something. Like I said, a great soul with a great vision never stays one place. We always look for growth in whatever we are doing. Hence the reason why, viewers, like I was saying earlier, when we started off about 8 or 9 years back, we started off in Synergy Building on Arapita Avenue. I used to leave home, reach down in Synergy for 3 o'clock every single day to do my show. And with the grace of God, we opened our own studio. We bought new equipment, we hired staff, and today, 8 or 9 years up the road, Trinidad and Tobago, we are doing things new. Always trying to upgrade something. So viewers, we have come to the end now. A repeat of this program is Monday, 11:30 to 12:30 p.m. We'll be right back here Monday night. Until then, be safe.